Hello and welcome to the lecture on what is iPaaS. I'm happy to have you in this lecture. Alright, so let's review the lecture objective. The objective of this lecture is to help you understand integration platform as a service, which is iPaaS concept. Let's cut to the chase and dive into the subject. So we have examined three cloud models, IaaS, which actually provides raw computing, like virtual machine storage, network, and load balancer. What you do here, you manage everything above the OS. What is the examples? AWS EC2, Azure VMs, and Google Compute Engine. Basically nothing but the infrastructure as a service. Then you have PaaS, which is platform as a service. This is the middle layer. PaaS give you a ready-made platform to develop and run application without worrying about server, operating system updates, database installation, scaling, and middleware layers. So everything is taken care by the cloud provider. And the example of PaaS is SAP BTP, Google App Engine, Azure App Service, Heroku Service, AWS Elastic Beanstalk. And what is the goal of the PaaS? It let developers focus on writing business logic and not managing the infrastructure. Next is the SaaS, which is software as a service, which is ready to use application. What the examples are Salesforce, Workday, Shopify, Gmail, ServiceNow. You simply use the software. The next is the iPaaS. iPaaS full form is called as Integration Platform as a Service. So this is the letter I, which stands for integration, and we have looked at what integration is in the previous lecture. So now you combine the integration and PaaS, it basically integration PaaS, which is Integration Platform as a Service. So let's understand this concept in detail. iPaaS sits inside the PaaS category, but instead of giving a platform for building application, it gives a platform for connecting applications, because we are talking about integration here. PaaS means platform to build application. iPaaS means platform to connect applications. So iPaaS is fully cloud native, meaning no installation. It runs in cloud. It supports thousands of connectors. It handles security, mapping, and data movement. So let's understand it further with a proper definition. So here is a definition of iPaaS, which is Integration Platform as a Service, which is nothing but basically a cloud-based platform. That's why it is platform as a service that provides, with many offerings for us. We have pre-built tools there, we have connectors there, we have automation workflows to integrate the applications with systems, we can move the data without building integration from scratch, because already pre-built solution given to us. It's all as a service that is given to us. It is readily available for us to use. Okay, iPaaS helps you to connect cloud application, let's say Salesforce to NetSuite. We can connect those applications. You can connect to cloud and on-premise. Let's say one system is in cloud, one system is in on-premise. We can connect both this application. An example is SAP and a database. Next is automated data sync. We can sync the data between the systems. We can trigger the workflows of a business process. We can build the APIs. We can manage B2B and EDI. We can handle real-time events as well. So basically it becomes the central digital glue for the entire IT landscape, because integration is nothing but the digital glue. Remember this word. So you don't need to install anything. You don't need heavy coding. It runs in the cloud. It handles all the data movement between the systems. So let's look at this information in a very logical concept. In this slide, I want to help you understand where iPaaS fits in the overall cloud landscape. So at the bottom, you see a blue block labeling PaaS, which stands for Platform as a Service. So PaaS is basically the foundation layer in the cloud where companies build and run their application. It provides things like, runtime, database, development tools, hosting environments. But PaaS alone does not focus on system to system integration. It's basically the whole platform as a service for you. Now on top of that, we have an orange block labeled as iPaaS, and that is where the real integration capability come into picture. So iPaaS stands for Integration Platform as a Service, and its specialized category within the broader PaaS family category. And iPaaS provide everything you need to connect different applications, automate the data flows, integrate the system across an organization. It comes with integration tools, data mapping, transformation, workflow automation, API management, B2B and EDI support, and also event-driven processing capabilities. So the idea is very simple here. PaaS gives you the platform to build the application, and iPaaS sits on top of that to help all these applications and other applications in your landscape so that they can talk to each other. When you're thinking about iPaaS, it's basically a layer on top of the PaaS, which is specialized in the integration platform as a service. This visual help you clearly understand that iPaaS is not a general purpose development platform. It is built specifically for integration and automation. So here is a table which talks about the difference between PaaS and iPaaS. We look at what is the difference between the two so that help you to understand when someone say PaaS and when someone say iPaaS, what is the difference you're talking about. If you look at the purpose of the PaaS is to build application, and the purpose of the iPaaS is to connect the application. And what is the focus of the PaaS? Development is the focus. For iPaaS, integration and automation is the focus. What kind of users use PaaS application? The developers mostly. And iPaaS is basically the integration teams. When it comes to coding, a high coding is required because it's a platform for developers and development. iPaaS is basically low code and no code because mostly a configuration based and an drag and drop kind of application that will be given to you so that you can configure or write the process flows. You're going to go more detail on it, but as of now, iPaaS is mostly a low code or a no code application. What is the outcome? The outcome of PaaS is basically you build a custom application and run on the PaaS. The outcome of the iPaaS is the data flows and the automation of the process happens in the iPaaS. Okay, so that's the difference between the PaaS and the iPaaS. Now let's look at some practical examples so you can clearly understand where iPaaS is used in real life. I'll give you one example. First is the online order to ERP. Imagine a customer place an order on an online store like Shopify. That order needs to reach multiple systems inside the company. The order should go in the ERP system like SAP for billing and inventory update. The system details should go into the CRM system like Salesforce, and the warehouse should get the notification to prepare the shipment. So without the iPaaS, all of this would be a manual, slow and error prone. With an iPaaS like Boomi, the entire flow can be automated. The moment an order comes in, all systems are updated instantly and all the business processes are triggered. Next example is an employee onboarding. Another common example is employee onboarding. When a new employee hires in a HR system like Workday, that information has to be sent to many different applications. Let's say a payroll needs the salary information, IT needs to create the laptop and the email account, security need to generate the access card, and the manager needs onboarding notification. So with iPaaS, all these steps happen automatically because you automate the whole business process with using the iPaaS. The moment the employee is created in Workday, Boomi pushes the data into all the connected systems without anyone doing it manually. So that's the help of the Boomi platform, and that's the help of the iPaaS platform that provides you that feature, and that's nothing but an integration. Next example is mobile app talking to the backend system. Consider a food delivery or a cab booking app. When you place an order, the data has to be flown between several systems in real time. The customer app sends the order, the restaurant or service provider receives it, then the delivery partner gets the trip information, and the payment system need to confirm the transaction. So there are multiple parties, multiple systems and multiple divisions of the business processes involved. So iPaaS handles all these real-time connections, ensuring everything is synchronized and working smoothly. That's the job of an integration. Next example is syncing data between CRM and the marketing platform. So company often use multiple SaaS tools like for sales and marketing. For example, Salesforce for CRM, Mailchimp or HubSpot for email marketing. When a new lead is created in Salesforce, you want the same data to be automatically appearing in the marketing tool, so the right email campaign can start immediately. So iPaaS keep both systems in sync, ensuring data move instantly without manual uploads or spreadsheet. So there are some of the most common real-world scenarios where iPaaS play a very critical role. So in simple terms, whenever two or more systems need to communicate automatically, iPaaS is the backbone that make it happen. So here are the list of some of the famous iPaaS tools in the market. One is obviously the Boomi, which is one of the most popular iPaaS platform with strong integration, API, data and automation capabilities. Then you have MuleSoft Anypoint platform, a leading enterprise integration platform used for APIs, integration and enterprise connectivity. Then you have Workato, which is a low-code automation and integration platform popular for business automation and workflow use cases. Then you have Informatica Intelligent Cloud Service, a strong iPaaS platform used heavily in data integration and enterprise data management. Then you have Microsoft Azure Logic Apps. So Microsoft Cloud Native Integration and Automation Services integrate tightly with Azure services. You go with Microsoft Azure Logic Apps. Then you have Snap Logic, a cloud-based integration platform known for AI-driven integration and easy-to-use pipelines. Then you have Jitterbit Harmony, an integration and API platform used widely in mid-size and large organization. Then you have IBM App Connect, IBM's integration platform used for connecting enterprise systems, APIs, and cloud service. Then you have TIBCO Cloud Integration, which is nothing but the part of TIBCO's integration suite used for enterprise systems, APIs, and workflows. Then you have SAP Integration Suite, SAP's iPaaS platform used for connecting SAP and non-SAP application across cloud and hybrid landscapes. So these are basically the list of the famous iPaaS cloud tool that you need to know before learning about the Boomi, because there are so many applications available right in the market now for iPaaS. So remember, iPaaS is a specialized category within PaaS that focus on integration and automation. So I'm hoping you were able to understand what iPaaS is. We have only scratched the surface and covered the definition. We will explore these topics in depth. Well, that's the end of the session, so let's wrap it up. By now you should be able to understand what iPaaS is. I appreciate you taking the time to attend this lecture and sticking me until the end. Thank you for your attention. I'll be seeing the following videos. Bye and take care.